What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Tonight we're going to talk about an incident that happened in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Quarterfinals between the Rangers and Senators. Obviously, the series is tied 1-1. Obviously not what New York fans expected from their number one seed Rangers. But, one of the approaches the Rangers took in Game 1, well, first of all, Matt Carkner violently sucker punched Brian Boyle a few times. And for me, this episode kind of puts me in a precarious situation. When I know I'm going to be accused of being biased one way or the other. Little background. I know two of Brian Boyle's brothers pretty well. Timmy, I played hockey with, and Chris was one of my favorite teachers in my prep school days. See him really in prep school or whatever, college preparatory program. I actually thanked him in my yearbook for being one of my favorite teachers, but my senior quote. But different story entirely. We'll get into the sob stories later on. One approach the Rangers took, and I know I can pretty much hear Tortorella pounding this into his team. Erik Karlsson's a superstar. He's the straw that stirs the drink. One of the best players we have in the game. Do what you can to knock him off his game. One of those things was Brian Boyle putting him in a headlock and giving him some of these. And I can tell it was obviously one of the game plans, and that's what you got to do to win the game. You got to take their best player mentally out of the game, but Brian Boyle, I got some stats for you. He's got 12 career fighting majors, and he's 6'7". Not exactly, screaming of, exactly if Sean Thornton-esque, so to speak. But I didn't like, because my whole thing is he gives up 7 inches to Karlsson. He's played 271 games, has 226 career penalty minutes, so they're kind of not that great, but. You give up 7 inches to Karlsson, 7 or 8 inches. You're going after him. When you go after, Chris Neal or Konopka, one of those guys, I don't think it was the right thing for Boyle to do. I understand that was part of the game plan. I really can't criticize him for that. But at the same time, he's 6'7", and you have 12 fighting majors and 200 some odd games. You're a tough guy now. Are you all of a sudden a bona fide enforcer? It's kind of like last week, Andrew Bynum shooting a 3-pointer. And then being arrogant and selling the interview afterwards, going, "Well, I'm gonna shoot another 3. Oh, I'm gonna keep shooting." And what Michael Wilbon said on PTI the next day, "Oh, you're a 3-point shooter now. Okay, we know you. We knew your low post presence, but okay, jack up bad 3-pointers. Is Brian Boyle all of a sudden gonna stop playing like he's 6'7"? He's put up good numbers since he got to Broadway. I will not take that away from him. Obviously having a 20-goal season last year, but and then Carkner was out of line to attack him, and Dubinsky. This was bullshit. He got a third man in. And he pulled Carkner off from attacking one of his teammates. It's obviously. And then Boyle later in the game did drop the gloves and nails, so I can't take that away from him. I think Carkner should get a 2-game suspension, at least. But an unprovoked fight. I understand. You got to defend your teammate. What Boyle did was wrong. But at the same time, it's got to be a consensual fight. Now, that sounded a lot worse than I thought it would. It's got to be an agreed upon fight. Just going after someone, violently attacking them. Is what Todd Bertuzzi did, 8 years ago, and that put a black guy in the league that sort of hung around, that coupled with a lockout a few months, really, that got induced a few months after that attack by Bertuzzi. You really don't want to see that going forward. So, I hope give Carkner 2, maybe 3 games, which really won't hurt Ottawa because they didn't play. They brought him and Konopka into the lineup to do that, to counteract what the Rangers have. Obviously the Mike Rupps and Brian Boyles of the world are, more Mike Rupps than anything else. I love Rupp, one of my favorite players to watch play. Mitchell, those guys. If they can continue to get up in the Rangers' grill and, play like that they should be in good shape. And Boyle's got 2 goals in 2 games, so good for him. Good to see a masshole playing well in the playoffs. Obviously, you want to see that, even if it is for a New York team. But it's obviously great to see. It was good to see him come back. What Carkner did could really hurt him, and you don't want to see that happen to anyone. A la Matt Cook, a la, like I said, Bertuzzi. But see how it all shakes up. I hope if Brian Boyle is going to be an enforcer and be a tough guy now, good for him. Hopefully makes a ton of money off it. But come on, going after someone 7 inches shorter than you. Let's be honest. But that's it. Best of luck. Kind of root for the Rangers. As much as I love the upset, I got the Rangers in this game, in this series, and they're the only New York team I can tolerate too. By the way, I think most of you guys know that. But that's it for this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the Brian Boyle, Matt Carkner incident. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.